Welcome to this exciting episode of the White Owl podcast. I'm Mel Craven, and today I will be interviewing Mystic Nicole Morris, who has just returned from an Isis goddess pilgrimage that I led with Eliza Jones as part of our Light and Sound Awakening retreat over to Egypt. Welcome, Nicole.
Hello, hello, everybody.
Yeah, so I can see the beautiful Isis behind you, and I can see you wearing your ankh. Has this trip changed you in any way? Because I would love to delve into that in this episode.
Well, the answer to that is absolutely, incredibly yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's no words, but I'll do my best.
Yeah. It was, as we will find out, a very powerful spiritual journey. And personally, I was cracked open and had amazing sacral chakra awakening. But I want to focus on Nick's experience because I think witnessing her transformation during this journey was incredible. And I would love for you to be taken on a journey with Nick into the pyramid, the temples, and the energies that she experienced. And where shall we begin?
Oh, well, probably the King's Chamber. I think that was probably one of the most, it's hard to say, like they're all very different in their own energy and experience and the history and all of that, but some shape me more than others. So the King's Pyramid, so is that the Great Pyramid of Giza?
Yes, it is. It's
Yeah. So that is
Khufu.
Khufu.
Yes. Khufu.
Khufu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
the
Great Pyramid. Yeah.
Yeah, we did so much and saw so many things. So my mind is still trying to piece everything together with which temple and which pyramid. But yeah, so Khufu. So that was the Khufu.
I will get the correct spelling. It's the Great Pyramid, the one that everyone goes into to visit the King's Chamber and the sarcophagus, which is meant to be the burial, the big granite box that the King Khufu was buried in. But, there's many different theories as to what it actually is.
Yeah. So I think the first thing we have to note is the fact that we got up very early and travelled out, and the first magic moment was opening up the curtains of our accommodation because we'd stopped over by night. We'd landed, and in the morning I opened up my beautiful room looking over my spa to see a pyramid. So that was my first amazing moment. That was like, oh my gosh, the pyramid is right there. So that was awesome.
And not just one pyramid. We could see.
Well, no, the main view was one of the main pyramids, though. But yeah, there's more than one pyramid. That's right, and I didn't even realise. I've learnt so much just by going there that there's so many more pyramids and so many more temples, and there's so much there, and we've really just scratched the surface. Hence why we really have this calling to return and explore more. But getting back to the King's Chamber. So this was our first time going into a pyramid. So we had to climb up, and we're very fortunate to be there as the first people to enter the temple. Like that is very, very special, and we were very, very fortunate. I think Spirit was very much on our side that day, as Spirit was on many occasions with us, and everything was all very divinely entwined, and so many synchronicity events as we went along. But going up and sitting, and our guide was explaining to us. He showed us a map and just sort of showed us the tunnels into the pyramid and how it all worked and what to expect, and we sort of, I don't think we had really any idea of what we were getting ourselves into. So we go into this tunnel, which is, I don't even know, but it's a square. It's amazing how they've carved everything out. And so it's like a walking into a box tunnel, which is probably a few meters wide. It's not very wide. So you have to crouch down. And so we're just descending on these wooden steps all the way down. And there was like a lot of steps.
Yeah.
So we descended down and we crouched down. It was really hot. You could feel the energies already just by stepping in. And it was just amazement to actually feel like, wow, we're actually inside this pyramid. Like that was just one of the first sort of magic moments as well. So then we go down, then it opens up. So then you get a bit of a breather and you can stretch your back and stand up and then you start again. So then we had to climb up this time. So we went down, we went up and then we come through and then we come into this beautiful big space, which was the chamber. And around that was some granite, which so then you look and you hold. So we all stood around the granite, and then you look down, and then you see the tomb, which is meters below you as well. So we're sort of on this mezzanine floor. And for me, while I was there, I don't even know what it was, but I wasn't in there long, but I just started crying. And I just was uncontrollably crying. If I can say, I literally had snot running out of my nose. I was just an absolute basket case, and I had no idea why. It was just, well, I do. And that was sort of presented to me because I was then held by one of the beautiful guides, the security man. He come up to me and he held me. So there was a lot of things going on with us with masculine and feminine. So this big, Egyptian man comes up, he wraps his arms around me, and I just felt so safe. And then he was shuffling me over and positioning me into a standing position sort of inside this pyramid. And I didn't really understand what that was, but as he stood me there and he just left me there and he just sort of nodded, so I understood just to stand there. And as he did that, I experienced a massive channel of light. So this felt like I don't want to use the word of God, maybe source, whatever you want to call it, but it was very, very powerful. It was very, very divine. And I struggled to accept that into my being because it just felt so magnificent. And I didn't feel worthy of that.
You were
so
right.
I struggled.
You're right in that point under the apex, of the pyramid, in front of the sarcophagus. You stood right there in that center place.
Yeah. So then after that experience, we went to the Grand Museum, and I actually saw a picture later on. So then I understood what was happening, and that's actually the center of the earth where the light channels in through the pyramid, and he placed me there. So I'd experienced that. And I really battled. I battled with the divine, and I battled with my own unworthiness, to accept so much beautiful light. Hence why I was just crying so much. It absolutely cracked me open. And that was my first experience.
Welcome to Egypt.
It was like, welcome to Egypt. This is, but it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And I feel so very honored and blessed, I think, to have done that and had that experience that actually set me up and unshackled me, I think, to be able to receive all that was ahead of us as well, because it was a lot. There was a lot energetically. So it was really clearing the way. I call it a spiritual cleansing, because it was really clearing out some of the you think you've done the work, you think that you've leveled up and you think you've let go until it all happens again. It's like, here we go. This is another level.
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you ever
So,
really do all the work? I don't think so.
oh, look, no, but that excites me now because holding that amount of light, like being able to be in connection with that, whatever that means, it's a feeling. Like our human mind really can't grasp the concept of this. This is
No.
why we talk in terms of energy and
Yeah.
the feeling that we have when it comes to that, because it is hard to get your head around.
It is.
Um,
It was so
but
powerful in that King's Chamber because
yeah,
that beautiful, I call him Archangel Michael, the security guard had the energy of Archangel Michael. He just wrapped his arms, are like huge wings, and he also wrapped his
yeah,
arms around me. And I just started speaking light language to him. And then I was like, what am I doing? And he just looked at me and then he held me tighter. And I was just
yeah,
speaking light language into his ears, going, I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm crying and speaking. And it was just a feeling of immense love.
yeah. Yeah, it was. It was all about love. It was all about love. So that was sort of rattling me in my experiences of things that were not of love that came before that as well. I think Helen had a beautiful experience also with him too. I think he held her and supported her too. So there was a few of us that were really cracked open,
All of us.
in
He held all of us.
all of us. Oh, look,
There
I
were
was so
7
in my
women.
own process that
Yeah.
I couldn't. Yeah,
Mm.
it was a lot, but it was beautiful, and we got through that. And then it was really interesting. As well, I think we spent about half an hour in there, and then it was just like we just knew it was time. And then before we knew it, like we'd gather it ourselves, and then in come the next people, and we just all looked at each other and went, "Okay, it's time to move on." And we had our moment.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then we were going out, and we met all the people coming in, so we had to dodge and weave all of them as they were descending in. We were on our way out, so yeah, we were very fortunate to go in as the first people into the
We had a
into the
very good guide, our
yeah,
High Priest Osman and
yeah,
Jamal. So
yeah.
they looked after us and made sure we were there
They
early.
Yeah, they really did. And we call Osman our breadstick man, because he turned up with breadsticks for morning and falafels as well too. So
Yeah. He
yeah,
fed us, he
yeah,
nourished us.
he looked after us in every possible way. I think because as the journey went on, we was always looking for coffee and snacks, so he came
Energy,
prepared.
energy work is hungry work. Okay. Okay. So you had that amazing cracked open, filled with
Yeah.
love, which you
Mm.
kind of felt like that was getting you to the point of going, am I worthy of this? And did it fill you up with a sense of worthiness?
Well, yes. As I embrace, I think that was a part of the cracking open, because as I embraced the journey, this is the interesting part of it all. We stepped into the goddess journey, into the goddess energy, because of the way that we were treated, how we were held in regard, people noticing our energy. It just really elevated us and helped us rise into the only thing I can say is a knowing, a presence within, that leveled me up, which then, because that was the releasing that I needed to have to allow that energy to start coming in and working through me. So yeah, if anything I've taken away, it's is that empowerment,
Yeah.
absolutely, in that beautiful, in that feminine energy. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely say it's changed my beliefs about myself through the experience.
Beautiful. And yeah, I really
Mm.
noticed that. I noticed
Yeah.
you, yeah, I remember you saying people are noticing me and commenting on how beautiful I am, and I'm like, because you are. And it happened with all the women. We just started shining and glowing.
Yeah.
The Egyptian men are very adoring, and a combination of the energy of the temples, the goddess energy, and that feeling of being worshipped. Like if you want to feel like a goddess, go to Egypt, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But then you have to be able to embody that energy as well too, and embrace that and receive that
Yes,
as
it's
well,
hard.
and that's what I think was really important about that shedding and those layers to open us up to be able to receive.
Yeah. So what else did you receive on this journey? What is the next
Oh
standout?
gosh.
Um,
Yeah, look, so much. For the vision I'm having is the Sekhmet. We had again a beautiful experience where Mel and I, not even sure which. You'll have to tell me, Mel, which temple. This is probably in a different, because we were in Cairo, but then we're in Luxor. So
yeah, we're
the
in
Great
Luxor now.
Pyramids now. So I've jumped to Luxor. So much happened in Giza and around there as well. But we also had some very powerful experiences in Luxor through the temples as well. And I just love Luxor.
Yeah,
There's so
so
much
do
in.
I.
Well, we love Cairo, and it was very full on. Like the traffic is just crazy there as well. But we had this moment where we were given the guards. They let's say they allow you in. It's sort of a little bit underhanded in the way that you go. Like you're allowed in, but then they sort of pull you to the side and give you an opportunity to do something a little bit extra.
Yes.
So we got that experience to go in. We didn't have any idea that we've got this guy coming up to us, leading us into this dark chamber. We had no idea what we
Oh,
were getting ourselves
are you
into.
talking about Sekhmet at Karnak?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
our guide had been worded out to take us there. So he arranged
Ah,
the special
yeah,
deals we need to arrange to get us
yeah.
there.
In there,
Wink,
right?
wink,
Okay.
nudge, nudge.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah. So they know what they're doing. Let's say, and we just went for the ride.
This is the
Yeah,
Temple
so
of
we
Ptah at Karnak, where we met Sekhmet.
yeah,
So
okay.
tell me how that was. Yeah.
So we were standing right in front of the Sekhmet statue. Well, we went in. There was no, this was a different place because there was a Sekhmet statue as well. Where was the one that we were taken where we actually got to pray? Remember the little one where we actually stood and prayed, which was connected to Sekhmet? Do you remember that one? That's the one I'm talking about.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that was in
Yeah.
one of the Valley of the King's tombs.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Which was different to Sekhmet, but it was there. There was some, but that was so powerful that I actually felt that I needed to get down on my hands and knees and kiss the
Oh, was that in the tomb, that one?
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I jumped ahead to Luxor.
Yeah.
So you're still in Cairo. So after the
Ah.
no, we're in Luxor in the Valley of the Kings. Yes, which is on the same bank that we were staying as Karnak
Yeah.
is on the other bank, the east bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
Valley of the Kings, we went to see different tombs, and even in them, there
Yeah.
were little chapels and places
Mm.
that the guards
Yeah.
would take us.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Yeah. So that
Tell
was
me.
hey.
Tell me about your experience when you kissed the ground. What was going on for you?
Wow, that was just again, I just felt compelled to get down on my hands and knees and kiss the ground. And again, I just felt so blessed and so fortunate. And just again, it was just like, and it was like this reverence of just surrender as well, to surrendering everything, surrendering my, to my soul, basically, of letting go. And that leads me to another experience that I had where my soul just came alive. And that was in the last temple, the Hathor temple, which was, I've jumped forward, but that was my real soul awakening, where I had this experience, but then as I walked into the temple, I didn't even know that I could actually make it into that temple initially. because of the experience that I'd had prior to that. But as I did and I walked the temple, I felt like I'd walked the temple before, and I was taking each step really, really slowly. And then when I walked into this chamber, I looked up and here was this beautiful carving on the ceiling of Isis. And I literally just I felt like I was 10 foot tall. And I just felt like I didn't know who I was anymore, but I felt like I was a part of it and that I'd been there before.
Incredible, isn't
And
it?
it was such a soul. And even now I feel like this part within me has just risen. And this human part and the Nicole me is still trying to integrate all of that, because it's like this expansion of the soul,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're even
So
looking taller to me on Zoom right now. Like
great.
you just embodied that moment again.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
this was at the at Dendera, at the Temple of
yeah,
Hathor, which is a birthing and fertility temple where priestesses and women used to come, and they would sleep there and spend time there. And so a few of the women, including you and me, had this activation in the Hathor temple. Do you want to talk
yeah,
about the other things that happened for you there? Because I just think this was the most powerful site that we visited
yeah,
for most of us.
yeah. And it was, I think that was the last one that we went to as well too. And prior to that, we went on this beautiful cruise up the Nile River as well, which took us there, and then we had to catch a bus to actually drive to this temple. So, and then as we walked up, it's just again we were kind of we'd seen so many temples, shall we say, and prior to that, we'd had a day off and we went to this amazing spa just to have a break from the temples because it was a lot. But
Yeah.
anyway, we got to this grand opening. So I don't, again, trying to explain it all is tricky. These beautiful big statues and this big opening of this temple, and so you walk in and everything's so grand. I think that's the thing. Everything's so high and big and solid and strong and powerful. Um, and then we walked through, and then we had a moment because we were in a group, and our group had joined another tourist group because we were on the bus. So there was other people there that we didn't know, and Helen and I sat to the side, and I just said to her, I said, gee, I've got a backache. Like, this was really strange. Like, I hadn't had a backache. She said, yeah, I have too. So we sat down and we're like, oh gosh, our back's aching. And it's like, oh, this is really weird. So then it was time to get up. They'd give us some information about that, but I kind of wasn't with it. I was sort of tuning into the energy at that time. And then as the group started moving forward, I found myself unable to walk. So I had this energetic thing going on where my legs just started to go really shaky. It was really, really hard to walk. So I was trying to keep up with the group, but then going through my process, going, what on the earth is happening to me right now? Then trying to be very inconspicuous because the guards were saying, ma'am, you can't meditate here. All I wanted to do was close my eyes and tune into what was happening. And yeah, so I managed to make my way. It was quite a few meters from the entry point to the temple. I didn't actually feel like I could get into the temple. And I walked up to Mel and I put my arm on her shoulder, basically to hold myself up. And I said, I don't know what's happening to me, but something's happening. So they encouraged me just to step out again. So I had to leave the group and do my own thing. So I went outside and I sat beside in the sun and just watched everyone. And then the shifts started happening again, and I found myself again this back and my body arching, and I literally felt like I was pregnant, energetically pregnant, and my body and my back was arching like I had this big birth belly. Like I've got a belly, but this was a really big belly. And then I was quivering and shaking, and again just feeling like I was literally going through an energetic birth.
Mm.
It was something else. It really was. So I was just breathing, looking around, trying to, try and keep myself together so I didn't look like a crazy woman. Um, because they're all sort of watching you as well. And, I was on my own and I wasn't quite sure what was happening. But I was fine. I was fine as well too. I was just trusting the process. So
Yeah.
so I sat with that, and then I wasn't sure whether I'd go back into the temple or not. But I come out of it. Like, it took probably 15, 20 minutes to go through that process. And that's when I went, oh, okay, I feel like I'm a little bit normal. And this little cat come over to me. There's beautiful cats there as well. And I just have a moment with this cat, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm right now. So that's when I went and I met the temple, and that's where I walked again, and I walked really slowly, and I walked into that chamber, and again, that's kind of where my soul awakened as well. But to get to that point, I literally rebirthed.
You did. Yeah.
I did.
Which makes
Yeah.
sense because it was a
Ah,
birthing temple.
yeah, it does. It
Yeah.
does. And yeah, so I think my soul has a knowing, and I've walked that chamber before, to be absolutely honest. And I know I'm going back there as well. Like, when I left, my heart was so, like, I had so many tears as well because I didn't want to leave. It just felt like home. There was places that literally felt like home. And even when we did leave Egypt and flew out of there, I just cried and cried and cried because I did not want to leave. I feel so energetically connected there.
Mm.
And then I also got sick on the plane. So a lot of us went through a purging as well too.
There was a lot of
Um,
purging, and
mm,
that feeling of returning home, I could identify with it as well. It just felt so
yeah,
familiar. And when I was
yeah,
at the Temple of Hathor, I felt like I had guided initiates or women through these places. So I felt like I was guiding you and others. I was like, here's another one giving
yeah.
birth and another one. And it just
And
felt
isn't it
normal, which was weird. But I was like, yeah, this is. And then we got to some places we were ushered into smaller rooms. Like, this is normal practice. It's like the guards recognized that we were, oh, you're the priestesses come to rebirth. Just go here, just
yeah,
go there,
yeah.
just sit here.
That's it.
Yeah, and they
Yeah,
were so gentle. And they also said
yeah,
things like, welcome back, welcome home. And
yeah.
I know some of this is sometimes tourism, but it felt so authentic and genuine, like, didn't it?
Mm. Yeah, oh, absolutely, for us especially. Like, I think you've got your tourists and they're just sort of doing their thing, but we were definitely on a spiritual pilgrimage, and we were there to experience all that it could um, give us and show us. What I also want to say, Mel, is it's really interesting that you had that experience yourself, but in this life around, you're a doula. So you actually help women give birth.
Yeah, true.
You have. Isn't that interesting?
It is, and I'm so
um,
attracted to that, and it just
mm,
reignited my whole passion so much that I'm writing an energetic birthing course. I just came home and it just dropped in. I just downloaded
yeah,
this course. So yeah,
yeah.
I said my sacral chakra
And
is blown
that's
open.
interesting because that's another part of it, isn't it? Like, all of this was happening, and I was really struggling initially with what to do with it. Like, what is this all about, and what am I going to do with it? And now we've had like this energetic upgrade where we feel so aligned, and our mission is becoming clear, which is definitely going to take us back to Egypt, and we want to share these experiences with others. We want others to have these beautiful awakenings and come back to their heart, and whatever it is that they need as well too. So it's been and it just feels like it's normal now. um
Yeah.
yeah, whereas it was, the idea initially seemed so foreign, but now I just feel like the place is home. And
Mm.
if I could go tomorrow, I would. but all in good time.
Me too. I'll jump on that plane with you.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's such
yeah,
a
yeah,
feeling of I know this happens to people. There are some people that feel so strongly called to Egypt and to the temple work and the
yeah,
priestess work that we just keep getting called back and back again. And it's
yeah,
once you feel it,
yeah.
it's hard to resist.
Exactly. And we were like, even before that, we were seeing people pop up on Instagram and I was thinking, oh, that person's there. Like this person's in Egypt. Oh, they're all having like obviously social media. But it was like everyone's been called to Egypt. Like, but now we understand why. To some level, because it's just a magical, very, very powerful place. And it felt very galactic as well, which is interesting too. But it felt very grounded, you
Yeah.
know, earthy and desert and all the solid structure. It was like bringing these galactic energies and these spiritual sacred energies that have been the wisdom of beginning of time, all in the one place and that this is the mysteries and the secrets of the land.
Yeah, it was that, wasn't it? Because the
Yeah,
pyramids are aligned, of course, with
yeah,
Orion, and all the
yeah,
planets and temples are kind of all aligned together. So you have this
yeah,
amazing relationship between planet Earth and the stars. And definitely
yeah,
I felt a connection to star beings, like Pleiadians is
yeah.
one of my places I go to in my channelings. And we called ourselves the Seven Sisters, like the seven Hathor
Mhm.
sisters. There were seven of us that
Yeah,
went, and all the synchronicities were just delicious.
yeah,
And the
yeah.
other thing I'll add is our beautiful host in Luxor. She calls herself Amira. We stayed on her boat, the Amira Sudan. I met her 5 years ago, and that's when I first birthed this idea. I said, I'm coming back to lead a priestess tour.
Mm.
And so
I know.
to be back there with Liz and all of you, and then to have her come to the boat and do Egyptian oracle card readings with us, it was just magical, and it felt all aligned and meant to be. So
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And the beautiful sunrises and sunsets and the food was amazing. So we had our own chef. He was gorgeous. Like they were all just so beautiful and just took care of us and held our hands when we got on and off the boat and carried our luggage. And it's been hard to come home, because I need to do it all myself. I miss
I
my
know,
men.
I know.
But yeah, there was just so much, and yeah, just so it's not. So what I'm trying to say, it's the culture there as well. The food, the nightlife, the transport, the beautiful markets. It's just such an inclusive experience, as well as all of the magic that happens in the temples and witnessing and going and experiencing that and learning about that. um, yeah, there's just so much there. And again, it's so different to what we know. And life is simple. It feels like going back in time. Like there's literally donkeys on the road. But then it's a real contrast because then you have, I think it's the west side where it's luxury. Like we went to the Winter Palace, and that was just beautiful,
The East
beautiful.
Bank, yeah.
Oh, that's the East Bank. We're on the West Bank and the East Bank. Yeah.
There is
So
luxury or there is absolute poverty. There are donkeys and carts on the road, and there's also limousines.
yeah, absolutely. And we travel by horse and cart. I'm really keen to go back and ride a motorbike.
So
um,
tell me a little bit about, because we did skip this, but we also went when we were in Cairo to Saqqara, and I know that at the Saqqara complex you had a beautiful experience in the Pyramid of Unas. Do you remember that one where you saw the hieroglyphics and you just had such an experience there?
yeah, I did. And again, that's a tricky one to put into words as well. But just walking in or, coming down again. That was one, a little small one that we had to go. We were getting good at going into small temples and small places by now.
Mm.
And yeah, just when I saw the hieroglyphics and when I particularly touched them, it just moved me. And I felt like, again, a sense of knowing without knowing. It's like I've seen this, I've experienced this, I know this as a language, but not really knowing as well, which really, again, for me, I'm a crier, so, I allow my tears to flow. And again, I just stood and but it was beautiful. It was very powerful, to just to experience that, to actually, again, this feeling of coming home and just being in awe and looking at the inscriptions on the walls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I
yeah,
was saying to you, they're some of the most ancient inscriptions, ancient languages
yeah,
recorded
yeah.
ever.
And then after that, so prior to coming in and landing, like many of you know that I'm quite psychic and visual. And I kept seeing this team of Egyptian men before me. It was like they were guiding me, but they all had their backs to me and they were walking ahead of me. So I felt like spirit was on my side and they were guiding me. After that, this temple, I think it's this temple. Was it this temple?
The
And
pyramid,
when we
pyramid
come
of
out,
Venus. Mm-hmm.
yeah, the Unis. We come out, and I was again. I found because the energy was so powerful that I couldn't literally walk again. So
Mm-hmm.
I had to again pull myself away from the group and just go and sit and have a moment. And as I was sitting, again, I was just doing a lot of energy stuff, and my body was sort of shaking, and as it does. And then as we were moving, I closed my eyes and I saw these Egyptian men again in front of me, but one of them turned to me and looked at me, and it's like I knew his face and I knew his eyes, and I again I felt a connection, and for me, um, it was Yeshua, or what we might call Jesus, looking back at me and guiding me. And then now we understand that this temple has a lot of spiritual symbology and a lot of information. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. It's all about,
Yeah.
well, when you go into the funeral temples, the pyramids, they often have the Book of the Dead, which is all
Yeah.
inscriptions and sayings about how to leave this life and to move to
Mm.
the afterlife. So it's all about
Yeah.
the passage of death and moving through
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So,
the preparation for the eternal life, you
mm-hmm.
know, yeah, which is interesting because I was really drawn to the key of life as well too. There were certain things that stood out for us as well, which were quite symbolic too.
And talking of Yeshua, in Cairo, we went to Coptic Cairo and
Yeah.
the Hanging Church, and we visited the Cavern Church, which is where, the Holy Family, Mary, Joseph, and Yeshua, Jesus, took refuge. And we actually went
Mm.
into that space. Like, how was that for you?
Yeah, again, it was just another beautiful moment. Again, I just felt so privileged, and it's very hard to put a lot of this into words because it's just, again, being present in the moment and feeling so honored. And we were shown a map, and so what we were told is that Yeshua and Mary were called to go to Egypt, and they spent, I think he said 3 years and 11 months, and they traveled around, and every place that they traveled and they stayed, they've built like a cathedral or a church in each of these places which they stayed in. So we were very fortunate to go in and to witness that. So, and it's interesting, and Mel probably has a very different story on this, but for me, I was never brought up with any religion as such, but somehow I found a connection with Yeshua or Jesus through some of my experiences particularly psychically, particularly when I've had massages or healing over the years. So I've had quite a strong connection in that, but not in the religious sense. And whilst we were there, we also had the opportunity to have a prayer with Mary. They had these candles, and we were able to stand there and have a prayer and read through a beautiful inscription that was there. It was very holy. So again, it was this whole, again, going back to I guess, yeah,
It's hard to put
it's
into
more than
words,
words.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
more than words. Like,
Mm.
because as I say, I was never a religious person. I'm a spiritual person. But to have these experiences and to be a part of that, again, it's just a part of the energy, the part of the soul, a part of the story.
It's all
And
all
for you,
connected.
Mel, I'd love you to share your experience
Mm.
there as well, because Mel had quite a interesting
I did. I
upbringing.
did. As you know,
Yeah.
I'm a minister's daughter and a missionary kid, and I studied theology. So I've got a long history of studying and living Christianity. But I must say that when I went into Coptic Cairo, I felt like I had a second conversion because I've, I've delved into many different ways of expressing my faith, which are broader and much bigger than Christianity. But at that time, I felt a deep, deep message from Mary. I remember sitting there in the church and it just came to me, almost telling off that I had kind of turned my back or discredited how important being raised in the lineage of Yeshua was. Like, though I could feel my legs tingling now, they were like, Mary was saying, you need to thank your parents. You chose them. It is an honor to be born into this lineage. Like, don't discredit it. Don't belittle it. Don't judge it. You were born in the tradition of Jesus and love. And I just cried and cried and bought a cross. I haven't taken it off since. And I just,
Yeah.
for the first time, felt so grateful to have been raised in that lineage of Christianity. Even though I don't see it as my container, I see it as such a beautiful kernel that has wrapped me in love and introduced me to Source in such a gentle way. And I've broken out of the boundaries of that. I mean, I studied theology and then went off to become a yoga teacher and moved to the Middle East, fell in love with Islam. So my religion is love. But I just felt such
Yeah.
a deep, deep love for Yeshua again.
Yeah.
And
And it's
Mary.
amazing. Yeah, that's it. But then also what I want to mention too is the prayers. They have these temples, the mosques, sorry, and every morning sunrise and sunset at about 5:30, the prayers are pretty much bellowed across the country. And it
Yes,
was a lot
yes.
to
The
start with.
Islamic prayers, yeah.
Yeah, I know, but it was amazing to experience I guess the holiness, and that's what I'm leading to, is that sacredness, that belief in God. They stop and they pray and they put so much effort into their prayers and their belief, and that. And you could really feel it. Like, it was just, again, and for us, the greatest and highest source is love, this ecstasy and bliss, which is within us all, but it's the layers that we have that, we need to let go of, that to us to be able to receive that. And that goes back to the King's Chamber, is what I was battling with, of being able to receive that beautiful divine essence and love, which is what we all have, regardless of our belief systems or religions across the planet.
Yeah, you realize, don't you, when you
Yes.
travel When you hear
Yeah.
prayers, it didn't matter where we were, it all felt
Yeah.
like a connection to
Yeah.
divine source. It was all a reminder that we
Absolutely.
are souls having an earthly
Yeah.
experience. And
Yeah.
the praying, it was like 5 times a day, and it echoes through. The imams in every mosque sing the prayers, and it just echoes up. Didn't it echo up and down the Nile River? It was just my
Yeah.
favorite time of day. And I think when we
Yeah.
were at Karnak Temple, walking from the Temple of Ptah and Sekhmet down to
Yeah.
the beautiful lake, the prayers were just, it was a Friday, they were just sounding out around us. And we had this beautiful mix of all the different religions, but it all just felt like one.
Yeah. And people and cultures, I think that was the other thing too, because there's so many tourists there. You know, so many people are drawn from all walks of life.
Yeah.
So it's a real a place of connection
Unity.
and unity. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's just so exciting. I mean, I've been vibing off this energy, and we've been back for, we came back on the 22nd of December, and it's now the
22nd.
30th.
Yeah.
So 8 days,
Yeah.
still vibing.
8 days. Yeah. I will be vibing forever. It's you can't go through that and it will never leave us. Like, and when we go back, and it's not if, it's a when we go back, again, it'll just be another level of that. It will be another level of connection and awareness and knowledge and experiences and energetic upgrades.
There's so
Yeah.
much more to explore. I feel like on this
Yeah.
pilgrimage, we only just touched the tip of the
Yeah.
iceberg. So there will be more trips back, and
Yeah.
watch this space.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, if you want the ride of a lifetime, come with us and join us. We'll take you there. And it will transform you absolutely, in the most beautiful, beautiful way, yeah, it's just yeah, and I guess we just want to embody and carry that energy now. And we're not playing small anymore. We're taught to play small in this world, and you can't go to a place like that and shrink again. Like
No, you can't.
it's no,
No,
no. So,
it seems like a lot of us that went there, and I'd love to interview the others, have come
yeah,
back going, we are standing in our power. We
yeah,
are multidimensional beings. We're not going to dim our light to fit in. We want to
yeah,
share this truth. And that's taken the White Owl podcast to the next level. Because
yeah,
when I originally started this, I was a little bit shy. And now I'm like, the owl wings are open and we are rising. And I just love that you've come on to share your journey and to encourage others to embrace their divine self, their power, their beauty, their
oh,
worthiness.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely, because it's in us all. It really is in us all. Yeah, but I guess it's just a journey that everyone takes in their own way, in their own time. And I'm very, very grateful that I followed the call, because I did resist to start with. And Mel's going, "You're coming to Egypt." I'm like,
Yeah. You're
"No."
like, what? What's the attraction to Egypt? I think you said.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So yeah, so if it's there with you and it's calling you, I want you to honor that, because it will shape you into a beautiful new version of yourself,
Yeah.
and a new energy, and just a new awareness of basically divine love. Like, why would you not want that for yourself? Come
Exactly.
on.
Divine
Yeah.
love. I don't know. Yeah.
I'll just have a beer instead. No,
Just
I'll
let's
take
just
the
watch
I'll take the
Netflix.
holy life. Yeah, yeah. Well, there's that too. So much Egypt on there. Yeah, no,
True, true.
yeah,
You can watch
but
and learn anywhere, but to actually walk
ah,
through these historical sacred sites is just
mm,
next level, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, Yeah. So hopefully we've conveyed, some of the energy, some of the experiences. Everyone's unique and different, and my experience is unique to myself. All the other ladies had their own beautiful experiences as well too. So it gives you what you need.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And if you
yeah.
had to sum up what you got from Egypt in a sentence or a couple of words?
Oh, empowerment is one thing. Just rising that not, believing in myself, believing in life and the connection and that support that life has for us, to go across the other side of the world. And we had no problems at all. Yeah, I think just to embrace life and to go with the flow, and just believe in the magic and obviously the love, like, and to allow that love in. Like, I pulled a card this morning, which was to say 3 times a day that I open myself up to love, so allowing that connection, and stopping again, like they do with prayer and whatever we do in however way, that we actually honor that because it's a part of us. We don't do this life without it. So it's really important to recognize and acknowledge our divine source as well and the path that we choose to walk
Ashutotora
in
naka.
connection.
Ishanahina kutora. The light languages wants to flow. Feel free to join in.
Yeah.
Ashutotora nakita yunukukurana kashana haya naha. Umatukurana kashana umutototora naha. Ishanaki no kutotora nahaya naka. Ushanakata e kuto totora nama ushanakaya. Totora naka.
Also get a candy, 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 get a candy. Hans get a candy, Hans is candy, candy, get a candy, get a candy, get a candy, candy, candy.
Tutora na kahi kana tutora na haya no tututushina kama yoto kuna ina kata haya no tutora na haya mutura na ka ishana kata ha ushana kana mututututora na ka ina kuma ya na ka.
Beautiful one. Just seeing a great vision of Isis and her wings and just rise. I just want people to rise.
Yes, it's like an
I know
invitation.
that's what I want, but you have to want it too. But
I feel that like an invitation for others to come and rise. All of us to
yeah,
rise together, and when we
yeah,
rise, we lift others up. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And that's what this is about: is sharing our experiences, the energy of that, the power of that, the beauty in that is, to help, other people understand.
Yes.
The yeah, it's even my daughter. She brought me these earrings for Christmas, and she gave them to me. She said, "Mum, I brought these earrings for you." She said, "But I brought them for the old version of you." She said, "You are a new version of you. You've come back different."
Wow.
I know, I
Yes.
know, which I thought was beautiful, and I love them. I'm wearing them. But yeah, I definitely am a very different version of myself. As I say, I'm not quite sure where that lands or where that fits or where that's taking me. But that's okay
It's
too.
okay. We can just
Yeah,
ride the waves of energy and see where it
yeah,
leads. Oh,
yeah,
thank you
yeah,
so much. And if people want to connect with you, you're Mystic Nick, and what are you
yeah.
offering people right now? Any new offerings?
Good. Oh, well, so the next thing we'll be doing is Reiki level 2. So down at Spirit Rise on the 7th and 8th of February. So I've got four, almost 5 people booked in now. So that I can't wait. Like, I'm so excited for this too, so that's one of the main offerings. I start back with seeing clients on Monday, so people can come and book with me. I've actually brought some beautiful herbal Egyptian oils as well to come back, so I'll be incorporating those into my sessions. I just think the energy that I bring will level up again.
Mhm.
In the healing, and that remains to be seen. I'm still offering readings. So when we're away, I had a beautiful opportunity in Circle in Dubai, and I did what we call psychometry. So I asked the ladies to bring a piece of jewelry along, and I did readings for them. So I would love to start connecting with people and start doing spirit circles. So doing group readings is something that I want to step
And I
into
have to
more.
say that was incredible. All the women in Dubai were moved to tears. They all kind of knew
Mm,
each other, so the more that you shared about each one, because you didn't know them from bar of soap, they were just like,
no,
"What?" You just
yeah,
hit truths everywhere and delivered such
yeah,
powerful messages that touched their hearts. So
yeah,
that was
yeah.
beautiful to witness.
Yeah. Yeah, it was amazing actually. It actually blew me away as well too. So yeah, I would love to do connect and do more of that in moving forward. Yeah, and yeah, I think we're looking at some new things. So watch this space, which will be connected to Egypt. Mm.
I'm
And
excited.
whatever inspiration I will be guided to do. Yeah, so my website's mysticnick.com. You can message me, you can book online. Yeah, just if you're curious, want to know more, you want to work with me, absolutely. I can do a reading for you, I can do a healing for you, I do body work, I do sound. Yeah, teaching energy.
And
I
that can
feel like
be,
we're going to. I'm really keen to get some Egyptian themed reading cards, like oracle cards, and some tarot as well. So that's next on my list. So I really want to bring in the Egyptian um, energies with the readings as well too. Particularly the Isis cards as well. They were very powerful. We use them as guidance along the way. So again, some of Rebecca Campbell's work as well too.
yeah,
Her cards are very
star
connected.
seeds,
Yeah,
oracle.
star seeds, and yeah, so I've got a lot of tools. So I
Mm,
and ultimately it's not always just about me. It's about what I can do to help you, and let's work together to see what needs to shift or change for you to rise, basically, to heal, to come into your goddess,
yes.
and to make shifts and changes and empower yourself.
Yeah. And working with men as well, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Again, that masculine, feminine, that's been coming in for a little bit, and there's a lot of healing, and men stepping in that need our support
Mm,
as well, and for working with that. So, again, I will intuitively. A lot of the things I do are very intuitive. So when I feel the pull to run a sacred men's session, I will do that. A sound session. I might even go next level and start doing bigger groups. I don't know. We'll wait and see
mm,
what calls. Definitely,
okay.
but there'll be yeah.
Okay.
Mm,
And if you're in Tassie, you're in Launceston, otherwise connect online and anything
yeah,
can happen online these days.
yeah,
Energy
yeah. So
travels.
yeah, well, travels. Yeah, who
Mm,
knows where we'll end up. But yeah, I can do the readings and the healing, teaching. Even some of the teaching I can do online as well too. So yeah, but mainly the readings, and I tend to usually use Google Meet for that.
mhm,
So if you're looking for guidance or you want to connect, I'm a medium, so I will connect with loved ones in spirit, or guides, and bring through validation and messages, which is a big part of what I do as well.
mm.
So if you're missing a loved one and you want some connection with them, I'm your girl. I can definitely. Well, I have faith in them, not so much me, but I work with spirit. They're my guide, and they show me what they need to help you.
Yeah, totally
Mm,
recommend
yeah,
your
I'm trying to
services.
think. Was there someone that I actually connected to, like with the mediumship in the readings, like because I'm so in the flow.
Mm. Yeah,
Um,
yeah, you did. Yeah, you're at someone's sister, I think, came through.
yeah. Ah, yes, that's right. Yes, that's right. She did. Yes, I remember that one. That
Mm.
was beautiful. Yes, yes,
It was very powerful.
yes.
Yeah.
That was. Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah, 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 yeah. Right, that got me. Next
Okay.
one.
All right. Well, I'll put all the contact details below if you want to reach out to Nick and experience some of the magic, especially while she's riding the high wave
Yeah.
on the tail of returning from Egypt and the Isis goddess pilgrimage. Yeah.
I I just go back and just top up, we'll just keep this wave going.
I
It's
feel
not
I
going anywhere.
feel it's going to be a
Yeah.
continual wave for a while. Yeah. So come
Yeah.
ride it with
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. Yeah.
All right. Well,
All
thank
right.
you. Thank you so much. And love to everyone. And yes, please like, subscribe, and
Mm.
share the White Owl podcast.
From my heart to yours.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Habibi. Habibi.
Yalla Habibi. We'll have to put some music on the end.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Thank
Right.
you.
Thank you.